some lighting in here today. All right, here we go. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm so excited to do this type of video. So I'm starting a new section on my channel called Taylar Talks, and I'm hoping that you guys can join and be with me every Tuesday. I'm going to plan to upload one of these, and it's because I talk to myself a lot. I talk to God, I talk to myself on a regular basis, and I always just feel like I can talk myself out of a really dark place sometimes. And I want to share the positivity and the love, and I know that you guys definitely have these deep conversations with yourself as well. So I'm always curious to know if I have the same thoughts as other people going through similar things. So today we're focusing on motherhood, parenthood, and working as a mother. Jared and I started a show called Working Moms, and I'm sure you guys have seen it or heard of it on Netflix. And I'm watching these videos and I'm like, wow, I feel like I've been a piece of each of these moms at one point in motherhood, and my daughter is almost turning 3. So in 3 years, I've probably been 10 different people. I've went through a million different things, revelations, transformations, breakdowns, and I'm realizing that all of these come with a form of shame. And I don't want this to continue for myself, so I want to share a little bit about how I feel about all of this. And I think that the reason that this is so important right now is because we have so many moms that are starting businesses and creating a really inspiring life for themselves, for their family. Some moms are the breadwinners because their businesses are taking off, and I think that that's so amazing and beautiful. And as a working mom, I can totally relate with feeling mom guilt. And I see other moms getting shamed for things all the time on places like Facebook, and just people talking behind each other's back. And I just feel like everyone's doing their own type of grind, trying to get done something that's important to them, and there's no room for mom shame. So this channel is free of all of that stuff. We are not talking that. I'm talking about personal mom guilt and how this can really take a toll on us and our goals and also our children. So let's get into it. One of the things I feel mom guilt around, which I'm just gonna kind of name them on my fingers right now because there's a few. Putting my daughter in daycare, using our family as support, which I'm very blessed to have, but also feel extremely guilty about sometimes. 3, screen time. 4, not using the right words with my daughter through tough, big emotions. And 5 would probably be having this push and pull between being like the work from home, stay at home type of mom to blossoming business owner that can't be at home with her children. I love my mom, and she has helped me get through so many things in my adulthood, and I'm so grateful for her and the way that she has mothered me. And looking back, I'm so proud of her. Not only was she a stay-at-home mom with us, but she also was a stay-at-home mom who started her own business. And that's what I find myself doing. And what I've realized is I've embodied so many amazing, beautiful things from my mother that I probably wouldn't have if she wasn't who she is. So listen, we're all moms, and our children need certain aspects of us, our true selves. So if that means we're a mom that wants to start a business, or, you know, promote something from home, or put their children in daycare and go get it themselves, you are exactly what your children need. It doesn't matter how or when or how or why you do it. It just matters that you do what's true to you. So as I sit home with my daughter, and I love these times bonding with her, it's amazing and beautiful. I know that there's part of the day where I'm going to be working, and I'm okay with that because that's what I need as a person. Sometimes I think there are the perfect moms who are stay-at-home moms that do it wonderfully, that have the heart and the soul to homeschool their children and really be there with them, and maybe also have a business, but it doesn't require them to like leave the home. They can still be very hands-on with their kids. I think that's amazing too, and I think that's exactly what their children need. So these are all things that are pretty relative. I think that we all go through different things for different reasons, but there's no reason to ever throw shame or shade or anything at somebody who's doing it differently, because we are speaking to our souls and ourselves for our children. I believe that our children picked us to be with. I believe that that is how God works, that we are all connected in different ways for certain reasons through God, and we're all meant to be here, you know, for different reasons. So there's just no reason for the shame, no reason for the guilt, because this is all meant to be exactly the way it's supposed to be when we're being true to ourselves. These things that are making me feel guilty sometimes is me thinking of my ego. What would I do if I could be like the most perfect mom, perfect partner, perfect business owner? Doesn't really have anything to do with who I really am. And this is a conversation that my wonderful, amazing boyfriend, Jared, always sheds to light with me, is that I can't be all things, but I can pick the things that are very important to me and make them priority. Sorry, my cat is trying to attack a bug that I don't think is even in the house. But Jared is a great support in these ways when I'm just having like super self-doubting moments. He is my rock, and I think that support is so important. And some of the things that help me are, of course, talking to somebody that I know has my back, but also realizing that the passions and the goals that I have as a mother are what are one day going to hopefully inspire my children, my daughter, to become who they need to be in motherhood or parenthood. And there's something that I've learned that's called the mother wound, and this has been, I think, coming up a little bit more recently, but the mother wound is something I guess that you have to kind of go through when you realize that maybe your mother wasn't the best example. Maybe, you know, there was some things that she was working through as she was mothering you, or maybe she was absent, and those are things that each parent has to go through on their own. So when it comes to shaming and mom guilt, it's like unbelievable that people actually do that, and I have done it before. I'm not gonna lie, I have shamed others. You know, I have had those thoughts go through my head when I've seen something. I've judged. I'm a human, but I'm choosing, and I've been choosing since when I became a mom. Literally, it was like night and day. I stopped questioning how other people are doing things, and I realized that we are all working through our own inner battles. That's that. And so when I think of something like the mother wound, which is a very interesting, you know, concept, there's no room to shame others because the person next to me didn't have the same experience that I had, whether better or worse. So who am I to ever judge somebody who's doing something differently than I am? We come from completely different places. So this is why shaming needs to be gone, because everybody is healing their way through, you know, their childhood, through the childhood that their children are having. I believe that as mothers and as parents, we heal even deeper when we have children, and we can kind of rewrite anything that didn't go right in our lives. We have the power and ability to do that. So more power to anybody who's going through things and it's hard on them, because they're healing from the childhood that they had, and they're trying to make it better for their kids. So there is no room for mom shaming, because we are all going through our own battles and our own healing, and we don't got time for that. Some of the things that help me get through mom guilt are realizing that for my own personal personality, I am somebody with passions and goals and, you know, big dreams, big business dreams, big personal goals, and I need to realize that I'm creating myself as a role model for my daughter. I think that the first thing that really brings me back to my own reality is thinking about everything that I plan to achieve and how this is actually giving my daughter something to look back on and maybe be inspired by one day. And I look at my mom and I'm so grateful for her, and I look at all the things that she's done with her life and how she's been with me, and it's not that I'm counting the days that she was home with me. That's not what I'm remembering. I'm remembering the way that she made me feel as a daughter. And so I need to remember when I'm not 100% happy, my daughter can feel that. And I want to share with her my best self, the best version of me, and I can do that by having time for myself and then having really great quality time with her. So that's something that really helps me pull out of this like mom guiltiness. Another thing that I want to talk about that I think is interesting is parenting philosophies, and I'm not going to go through all of them because I feel like everyone's probably kind of a mix of a parenting philosophy. I don't think it's like set in stone, but I do recommend checking out parenting philosophies if you're wondering like where you fall in the philosophy list. I fall under the lighthouse parent, and the reason that I think I fall under a lighthouse parent is because a lighthouse is representative of like a beacon of light that's kind of far away. You know, they're watching, they're there, but they're letting you do your own thing. They're letting you come to them. And that's very much how I parent my daughter. So she'll be 3 in a couple weeks, and I've realized that me and her work best together with some space in between us. So of course there's many times during the day where we're together, but she goes and does her thing and I go and do my thing, and we meet up throughout the day when the time is right. This allows my child to make mistakes on her own without me being right there to help fix them, but it also allows me to watch her from a distance and know when it's time to step in. And that's exactly what the lighthouse role is. I think I wrote something down because I really love the way it was written, which is like on a few different like parenting websites and stuff. But some of the ways that they describe the lighthouse parenting is the goal is a healthy formation of independence and dependence. So there's this beautiful balance, and I love my relationship with my daughter. She is so independent, she does her own thing, and then she's like, "Mommy, I need you." And to me, I'm like so excited to hear her say that, because she is such an independent kid that when she needs me, I just like eat her up and love her, and I feel so needed and important when she comes and she says that to me. So they also wrote that it's important to note that lighthouse parenting is coming from a place of love and unconditional love, but not unconditional approval. So I like this form of parenting because it's gentle in the way that it's not based on like fear, but it's all coming from a place of love with boundaries. So if I witness her doing something that isn't nice, or she's going to hurt herself or hurt somebody else, I can set those boundaries with her right then and there, because I'm watching her. I'm the lighthouse. I can see her across the room and I see what she's doing, but I'm not hovering over her and trying to kind of like control what she's doing. So this is just my parenting philosophy, and I never really knew like what my types of like strategies were, or you know, how I was really going about parenting a toddler, until I looked up philosophies and I saw like, wow, there is a little section where the parenting is gentle and nurturing and loving, but also gives the child a space. And that's how I roll. I think that they need to learn how to fall and get up on their own by themselves, and learn how to use their voice and communicate what they need. And I think lighthouse parenting is so perfect for me because I feel like that works with Lila. And I'm gonna say, if I have another kid one day, I'm sure that maybe that technique will change. Maybe that will be somebody who needs more of an attached parenting relationship or a gentle parenting relationship. And apparently those are different. There are a lot of different parenting philosophies. But my point is that every child and parent isn't like a one-size-fit-all. I think that you really have to go off of your child, and it just so happens that this is the type of relationship that we've created, and it works really well for us right now. She's only gonna be 3, so I'm sure this will change at some point. But lighthouse momming is working for me right now. And that's really all I have to say. I just really wanted to kind of bring up mom guilt in another light, in a light that I haven't actually heard it before yet. I'm sure if I dug for it, I would find it, because I am not the first that has mom shamed, mom guilt, felt mom guilt. You know, we're all moms, we're all parents going through things, and we all have our own personal struggles that we are healing from every single day. And I hope that you know how amazing you are. And if you've gotten to this point in the video, it doesn't matter if you're listening to mom guilt or mom shame, you have the best heart, and you are just finding your way like all of us. We're all kind of in the same boat, healing and trying to show our kids a helpful, guided, loving, and supported way, and that's what I believe. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up here, but it felt so good to talk about. I hope that you guys can relate, or if you have anything to share, feel free to leave it down below. But I hope that you stick around for the next Taylar Talks, and I'll see you guys in the next video.